What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ajax Reviews. Today we review Eternal Code. So I want to apologize for the lack of content over the last couple of weeks, man. I've been really busy. It's been crazy over here. My dog Parvo got really sick, so I was taking care of her. No sleep, no time to review a movie. So there's that. So there you go. Moving forward, though, if you do like the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Let's get into this shit. Directed by Harley Wallen, Eternal Life technology is developed by two companies. Resistance to the merger is met by kidnapping and murder. All right, so I'm going to do some reviews a little bit different than normal. I usually give away everything that happens in the movie, and I find myself kind of ruining that for people, even though I don't really give two shits about it. I figure it's a nice thing to do, so I'm not going to go way into detail about these movies. So what I am going to say, starting off, man, I didn't know what to expect going into this movie. I was contacted by the associate producer, Joe Williamson. He asked me if I'd like to review it. I'm like, absolutely, man. I'm into movies like this. My roommate's into movies like this. And so I figured, hell, let's watch it. I even watched it with my roommate, who also has a YouTube channel, who might be joining me for this. So this movie starts off with a war veteran, Corey, who is about to commit suicide because obviously life has been extremely tough on him after coming home from the war. He lost his wife, he lost his home, he lost everything. And now he's out on the streets just kind of fending for himself, and he was ready to give up. He comes to the aid of a prostitute. Yeah, a hooker in distress. Kicks the shit out of a guy attacking her, and she's all like, oh, fuck, you just saved me, like, totally cool. And then, he doesn't want to kill himself anymore.
The weapons that we use to defend our country.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Tyson.
The purpose of developing this technology was never so that we could play God, Magnus.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so what happens is there's this board meeting where they're discussing what to do with this technology that they've developed. Do they merge with another company, or do they not? Pretty much what it is, the technology is the ability to transfer one person's consciousness to another brain, therefore helping and assisting that person to live forever. It's like a fountain of youth through science. We learned that one of the scientists, his wife died of cancer, and he is pushing for this because this would have been something that could have saved his wife and saved his marriage, and obviously a lot of pain. But Bridget, the CEO, I believe she is totally against this, because if this falls into the wrong hands, like anything else, can go fucking wrong real quick.
I vote no. This meeting is adjourned.
Adjourned.
Oliver, played by Richard Tyson, is totally against her opinions. He totally wants this merger to happen, and he wants to use this ability to transfer consciousness into other people's brains so people can live forever. And so he has Bridget kidnapped.
She's to be taken alive and unharmed.
Her husband gets killed. This big whole to-do happens, and yeah. So, in short, really, the movie was really fucking good. It wasn't a movie that had a lot of visual storytelling, like a lot of sci-fi movies. A lot of sci-fi movies use a lot of fucking lights and a lot of CG and a lot of crazy shit. This movie told the fucking story the whole time. It didn't need to go and do a bunch of explosions and a bunch of action, because it wasn't like, how do I put this? You don't really need to do that every time in every movie. It did good on its own. Just with telling the story. The person that wrote it is also the same person that directed it. They did a great job in just telling the story. The cinematic, the camera movements were great. The camera was always moving, and I noticed that right from the beginning of the movie. It's just constantly moving. It was never really still. And if it was still, it was briefly, and then it would just kind of briefly move. It was really cool. So it kind of kept you interested without, having all kinds of CG and crazy shit going on. The characters were likable. Some of the acting in a couple of the spots were kind of questionable. I found myself looking over at Jeezy going, what? And he'd start laughing, and I'd be like, whatever, okay. But then I started looking for Scout Taylor Compton, and I didn't notice her at fucking all, man. Because I'm used to seeing her with like blondish light brown hair and thin, and I guess she had put on a little bit of weight. No, it's not bad weight. She's not like fat, and like, you know, she looks good still. But I didn't recognize her because I was looking for something else. And then it was until the end credits where I was like, holy shit, that was her. And he's like, yeah, that was her. And like, I don't know, Jeezy, what did you think of the movie?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What, that's all you got to say? I mean, what did you think of the movie?
You know, it's sci-fi, and I like sci-fi because I'm a sci-fi guy. So, you know, it doesn't even have to necessarily be good for me to like it. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But I really did like it. And I really like Scout Taylor Compton in this movie. At first, you couldn't really recognize her butt. Did I say butt? Or did I say her butt?
Yeah, I think you said her butt.
Booty. Pow. That butt. Turd cutter. Dumper. Her acting was really well done, and whew, yeah, she fine.
So let's get to some of the things that I liked in this movie. I think I kind of covered it. I mean, I really liked the fact that the movie didn't rely on visual storytelling, that it depended on the story itself. So it made it more enjoyable to watch. It wasn't one of those things where it's like, oh shit, another explosion. Oh, there's this. Oh, look at a flying, you know, whatever. It was literally like, holy shit, like this is happening. Cool. The acting by Mel Novak was great. Richard Tyson always nails it, man. I mean, fucking Richard Tyson has this ability to make you feel like his head's gonna fucking explode at any moment. Because he's always got this, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do kind of thing going on. He's done that since 3 O'Clock High, man. He did it when he was in House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know he was in that shit. He did it in, what are those movies, Playing with Dolls, the horror movies Playing with Dolls. He always looks constipated, like he's about to, like his head's about to pop off his body. But his acting is always great. And my phone just dinged. And I was actually kind of concerned. I was watching the movie. This is spoiler right here. I was watching the movie and I looked over at Jeezy and I'm like, dude, like he's fucking shaking real bad. Like I wonder if he's got like fucking Parkinson's shit. And then the story part happened. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. Like how can you act that part? That's difficult what he did in that. And that was really cool. Another person that always gives a great performance is Mel Novak. Mel Novak, dude, man, he's fucking legend, dude. Legendary bad guy. And this time he's playing a good guy. And, I mean, he even nailed that. So, I mean, he can do anything. Scout Taylor Compton, great performance, man. I hated her, man, after Halloween 2. She annoyed the dog shit out of me. Halloween 1, I liked her. Halloween 1, Rob Zombie's Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, man, I was so annoyed by her because she was just so fucking annoying that I didn't really want to watch any movies with her again. But then watching this, I'm like, okay. Like, she can act.
Shut up! We will not engage with you unless it's about pissing, eating, or fucking drinking. Hopefully that cleared it up. Don't fuck with me!
So it's not just, you know, her cussing all the time and screaming at the top of her lungs. There's more to her. Some of the things that I disliked about the movie, I think the young girls were a bit too eager to get to know Corey, the homeless guy, especially Bridget's daughter. I forget her name. They said it a bunch of times and I forgot. I wrote all this down, but I'm literally just freeballing this, as you can tell. But she was a little bit too eager. Like, why would you run to a homeless guy first? Like, after you see your parents get kidnapped. I mean, I can understand that's the first person you run into, but she ran directly to the park.
My parents.
Hey, what happened?
Guys, our man came to my house.
Hey, slow down. I can't understand you.
Like, I would have went and hid in a corner And since she had her cell phone, I'd have called the cops. Like, that's the first thing I'd have done. But she ran to the homeless dude. Okay. It is what it is. There wasn't really much that I disliked, man. I liked the movie. I liked the music. I liked the acting. Is it a horror movie? No, it's not a horror movie. It's a sci-fi movie. It's like a sci-fi thriller drama. It's a mix of a bunch of shit, and that's kind of what made it enjoyable. It was outside of the norm of shit that I typically get into. This is more up Jeezy's alley. Like, he's the one that wants to watch shit like Santa Claus versus the Martians. So, me, I'm more the horror guy. But I did thoroughly enjoy watching this movie. I didn't get bored. Actually, during it, I was watching it, and Jeezy's like, I want to go get Jack in the Box. I'm like, what? So I had to sit there with the damn thing on pause, waiting for him to get back, just getting annoyed. Like, I was into it already. I was already like 30 minutes into the movie, and he's like, I'm going to go get some Jack in the Box. So I had to wait for him. I dislike that. Sorry about this rambling video, man. This, like I said, I'm trying this out. This is a whole new approach that I'm doing to videos. I'm actually using a new camera, new sound equipment, new everything. That's another reason why it's taken so long. I'm no longer using my camera that I used to film my movie on. I'm actually using a DSLR now with a power converter thing. I don't know what it is. Preamp. So, but yeah, that's about it, man. I really enjoyed the movie, and I appreciate Joe Williamson contacting me and asking me to review this movie. I did ask him, I'm like, how did you come across me? What? How did you come to choosing me to review your movie? And he's just like, I'm a fan of the reviews that you've done. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's cool. Like, you didn't bullshit and go, oh, like, I heard about you through this. No, he was like, whatever. And he's a cool dude, man. Like, he didn't pressure me. I told him I'd have this done a week ago. And, he saw that my dog had parvo, and he kept, messaging me asking how my puppy was doing, which is fucking great. So, that's not why I'm giving this review good points. I really enjoyed the movie. But I am going to give it, probably, based on everything, it did need a little bit more action. It didn't need, like, explosions up the yin yang, but it did need a little bit more action. So, based on that, I am going to give it a 3.7 out of 5. Definitely not the worst movie I've seen. Definitely not the worst movie I've reviewed. My light just cut off on me. So with that being said, guys, stay smart, stay clean, keep the dream. Don't let the man get you down, because if he does, he might inject your brain into somebody else, and you don't want that. Why? Because then you'll technically be touching somebody else's wiener, and you don't want to do that. Later.